4051, turn left heading 2603. Then 65 Alpha, Bristol, radar, roger. KLM 47 Tango, turn right heading 285. Gemstone 18 kilo, turn left heading 340 degrees.
Left head 340, 18 kilo.
Alpine 4051, descent flight level 80, turn left heading 250 degrees. EV78 Hotel Delta, turn left heading 250 degrees, descent altitude 2,500 feet.
Left heading 250 degrees, descent altitude 2,500 feet.
Alpine 4051, turn left heading 230 degrees.
Left heading 230 degrees, about 4 this time.
EV78 Hotel Delta, turn left heading 195, base right.
Left heading 195, 78 Hotel Delta.
Alpine 4051, turn left heading 220 degrees.
Left heading 220 degrees, Alpine 4051. Destroyer gas 80, GT58, Juliet, Brecken 130, passing 3,700, climbing 6,000.
EV258 Juliet, Bristol radar, good afternoon, continue straight ahead, climb up at level 130.
Okay, straight ahead, climb up at 130, GT58, Juliet.
Alpine 4051, turn right heading 240 degrees.
Right heading 240 degrees, Alpine 4051.
Gemstone 18 kilo, resuming navigation Brecken.
Brecken, that's all they can.
EV78 Hotel Delta, turn left heading 125, cleared out of the search runway 09.
Left heading 125, straight out of 09.
Alpine 4051, turn right heading 255, descent altitude 4,500 feet, QNH 1004, 3 miles, touchdown.
Right heading 255, then 4,500 on QNH 104, about 4051.
KLM 65 Alpha, turn right heading 275. Hotel Delta, contact Bristol Tower 133.850, goodbye.
Five six five five seven Tango Papa. Bye.
Five decimal 855, goodbye.
China 45855, decimal 1.
Alpine 4051, turn left heading 245.
Left heading 245, Alpine 4051. Radar, afternoon, EG57 Tango Papa X410, passing altitude 2,700 feet, climbing altitude 6,000 feet.
EV57 Tango Papa, Bristol radar, climb now flight level 130.
Climb now flight level 130, EG57 Tango Papa.
EV258 Juliet, contact Cardiff radar 125.855, right?
125.855, 258 Juliet, bye.
I'm now flight level 250.
100 right and climbing now 250 contact for direction.
KLM 65 Alpha, turn left in 2630 degrees.
Good evening. We're at Bristol in the West Country, just off the Bristol Channel and just across the channel from South Wales. What a glorious evening we've got. Good evening, Bertie boys. Hope you're well. We kicked off with the EasyJet A319 off to Toulouse. Just about to touch down inbound from Rhodes on an A320neo. This is EasyJet flight 2802. Nice bit of smoke on touchdown there.
Turn left in 195 base.
Turning left, heading 195 Alpha, 405.
KLM 65 Alpha, DC 190 knots to left.
DC 190 to left, KLM 65.
Alpine 4051, turn left in 130 degrees, cleared out of the approach runway 09.
Turning 130 degrees, cleared ILS for Doris Alpine 1.
Alpine 4980, contact Cardiff radar 125.855, goodbye.
There we go. Nice easy taxi towards the gates for this EasyJet A320. The go live time was 5 o'clock, but got here a little bit early. There's a nice little bit of action between nowish and 8 PM when we're scheduled to finish. So yeah, happy days. Bertie boys, don't know if I said good morning. I've lost it all today. Good evening to you, sir. Michael Painter, good afternoon / evening. Looking forward to a Bristol stream. Yeah, I've been here once before to do an edited video, probably 2, maybe 3 years ago. Never been here with a live show. but this spot overlooking the airport is quite magnificent. So as you can see, you've got the planes at stands, cute little control tower, and we've got a view all the way down. So hopefully lots to see between now and 8 PM. The runway here is east to west, very similar in fact to Heathrow. And we have wind from the southeast, and you could see with that last arrival how it does cause a little bit of an issue. As you can see from the shot there, the runway runs slightly downhill towards us. That doesn't cause any issues for the aircraft. As you could see from that last arrival, that one didn't take the threshold exit, took an earlier taxiway towards the terminal. So yeah, it's a bit blustery, nothing to worry about, I wouldn't have thought. We have an arrival on approach. This one, EasyJet Airbus A319, inbound from Venice. Looks like following that one in is the KLM E190 from Amsterdam. So we should be in for a decent bit of action. It is a regional airport, so nothing like the likes of Heathrow, Gatwick. But there is plenty of action here if you pick the right sort of time, which I think we probably have. When I came here before, it was midsummer and TUI were running a Dreamliner service over to Florida. Don't think that's started up yet, but that's quite the sight on this quite small airport to see a Dreamliner doing its thing.
Bristol Bravo, take that 15 over 40.
That one's a little bit shy, trying to hide behind the bit of shrubbery. As you can see from the cranes, lots of construction work going on over here at the moment. I don't know what they're actually doing, but plenty happening. This is the KLM Embraer E190 on its final into Bristol. Flight time of a little under 2 hours for this one. A little under 1 hour, should I say. It would have gone a long way round if it took 2 hours. So the Jet 2 that we saw holding short will be departing shortly for Antalya. That one, 787-800.
Radar connected, sonar approach to runway 09, information whiskey, 41 miles, 30 seconds into that mile. That's runway 09, today, shift 1004. Taxi, holding point Golf, X-ray to 09, 1004, 94, 8 Yeah, 6,000 pounds, on Delta, no problem, and taxi stand 21. Stand to 1 by the air, Tower, track to 1, echo, track 1 tower.
You can see the Jet 2 heading off to the threshold for departure. So this E190 then, it's a KLM flight number operated by German Airways, and I've never seen one of those before. All sorts of confusing, but nice nonetheless. Paul's hijinks, good afternoon / evening to you. Hope you've had a good day. So then we have the Jet 2 given clearance for takeoff. See if that turn and burns. On approach, just coming over the channel ever so shortly from Barrow in Furness, up in the northwest of the country. have a Beach King Air 250. Nice twin prop. Wow, so effortless, wasn't it? Nice view. Like that we get to see the rotation. I especially like that we're not surrounded by fences and hedges. That stops us from seeing taxiways and runways. Definitely makes a nice change. Pushing back and heading off to Larnaca. This is TUI flight 6330. This one a 737 MAX 8.
Bristol radar, channel 48 Romeo Zulu, in the climb passing 3,600 feet, 6,000 on the Yorkie 1 Zulu. Channel 48 Romeo Zulu, Bristol radar, climb now, flight level 130. Flight level 130, channel 48 Romeo Zulu.
Never satisfied, Paul. I prefer this view to what we have at Heathrow. Obviously the aircraft are everything at Heathrow, but definitely isn't very live show friendly unless you've got a big van to stand on top of. What a lovely evening to be out watching planes. Still about 24 degrees here in sunny Bristol. So what's everyone been up to today? You been out working or living a life of leisure? What has today brought you? Let me know. For me, I woke up far too early. Set off to come down here around lunchtime. One of the easiest drives I've ever had. I do like travelling middle of the day, unless you're going anywhere near London, in which case there is no good time to travel. But yeah, nice easy rundown. Brilliant location to watch the evening action. And a nice breeze to make the pilots think about what they're doing. Paul, I'll take you up on that. When I was down at Heathrow for our last show, just a couple of days back, there was down by the taxi rank, there was a cherry picker, and for one moment I thought, who's gone and done it? Who's up there with a camera? But they were actually working on the light posts. Turnaround here is really quick, around 40 minutes from what I've seen so far. So the Beach King should be turning on to finals any minute now. We've also got a Ryanair making its way across. That one from somewhere unpronounceable. Eastern Europe, let's go with that. That's the 737-800. 11 minutes out. Coming up from the south of us, from Jersey, an ATR 72, that's Blue Islands Airways. Look at all the ground vehicles playing follow the leader. I want to go at the front. Do you know, Paul, what I thought would be really good is, and I don't know if you've seen them, but the people with mobility issues that fly in and out of airports, they get loaded into a van and the back of it is a scissor lift, which obviously lifts them up to the fuselage door. But I thought that would be absolutely awesome, because you wouldn't even have to get out of it, would you? Just poke the camera through the window, be out in all weathers. Can you guys hear how windy it's got? Let me know, because I've got an extra dead cat to put over the mic if we need to do it. This is the King Air, about to land from Barrow-in-Furness. This one operated by BEA Systems. King Air taking a right off the runway. There is an area for light aircraft, helicopters and such. Off to the right, it's out of sight, down in a dip. But a lot of the smaller stuff will head off that way. Okay, the TUI Max 8 lining up for departure. This one off to Larnaca. What a view. I'd be down here 100% every day of the week if I lived local. That's a great sight. With another TUI on radar. That one heading off to Kos shortly. That's another Max 8. Looks like next to arrive will be the Ryanair. That one a 737-800. Terry the artist, good evening to you. Hope you're well. Transformer van. Just have the a split in the roof, and it just flips open like magic. I was going to say the easiest option would just be to get a job in the tower, but I'd never do any work. It's interesting, when I'm at Stansted Airport, the location I go to, there's what I always thought was an old, maybe disused control tower. But when I was there a couple of years back, similar sort of time of day as today, I've been waiting a long time for the Antonov AN124 to head off, and just as it wheels up past that old control tower, someone popped out with a camera. Angelina, as we live and breathe, she's alive. Good evening. Is it sunny back home? Paul, I haven't considered Bournemouth or Southampton. Don't know much about either of them. Manchester we've done before and we'll definitely go back and do again. Excellent view in from the south side. I was watching Drones and Planes doing his thing from there yesterday. John and his son Josh keeping everyone entertained. Very good it was too. Does everyone remember Angelina? Her and her dulcet tones. If you remember her and you're in the chat, get on to her, come on, get her back out again. Explain to her that it's not 6 jackets and a pair of slippers weather anymore. Bertie boys, will do. Like I say, it is a favourite of ours and we will definitely be back there. It's just a matter of when. Ryanair on approach then. Terry, question of the year. Where has she been? Hiding. Don't know if you caught it on the radio there, was a lot of chatter. Pretty sure the captain of the Ryanair said, "New tyres please." That was a ridiculously slammed touchdown, wasn't it? Par for the course for Ryanair. Bertie boys, have a nice life. Thank you for risking your life with Ryanair. Yeah, Paulo, I remember when BA famously got rid of all their 747s. I didn't know where St Athan was, but yeah, every now and then a video will pop up on YouTube of people showing the current state of the aircraft that went there to die. Honestly, that view is outrageous. Love it. There we go. Pink tail zoom for Paul Freeman. I've never seen it before either. It came in on a KLM flight number from Amsterdam, but it was under German Airways as the operator. Paul, I've only ever been to Biggin Hill once, and that was when they used to do proper air shows there, which probably shows how long ago it was. But they had a Virgin 747 doing a low and slow pass, being followed by the Red Arrows, which was pretty awesome. Paul Freeman, yeah, it's always nice to see something a little bit different, isn't it?
Just a bit of weather actually, right? Is it okay if we just extend for approximately 6 miles until we're clear and then back on? Thank you. Okay, that's the mark. That's solid one. That's the Bravo taxi down 1 line for Apple. Thank you, find that to do that, then right. I'm obviously now clear, turning right bit back then.
Nice to see some props in. ATR, Blue Islands, another airline I've never seen before. Yeah, I'd like to somehow cover an air show or two. If we're going to do it, it's probably going to be the coastal ones, because they're the easiest to get access to. Any of the stuff like Duxford is all tied up by Plains TV, so you have to go through media accreditation and all sorts. We'll see, but yeah, likely to be one of the summer coastal ones. Be nice to do something different like that. Looks ever so lonely there, doesn't it? Is it the ATRs that can reverse? I know some of the props can, and I've definitely seen something doing it when we were over in Madeira earlier this year. into, yeah, that was it. Yeah, crazy to see. Turkish delight. So our nearest aircraft for arrivals here at Bristol this evening is Ryanair, operated by Buzz, but the image on flight radar shows a bog standard Ryanair. It'd be nice if it was the Buzz livery. That's a 737-800 inbound from Sofia. We also have a TUI MAX 8 inbound from Paphos. And then of course we have the Sun Express that was mentioned in the chat, that one inbound from Antalya. And coming up through the English Riviera, as they call it, just coming over Plymouth, inbound from Barcelona, also on a 737-800. That's Ryanair flight 3160. Yvonne, good evening. Welcome along to the show. Hope you've had a good day. Paul's hijinks, where are you if it's raining? We've got the lovely Angelina saying it's sunny where she is in Bedfordshire. It's sunny but windy here in the southwest in Bristol. I just assumed the whole country was lovely.
Transit 7 Bravo Echo, stand left heading 240 degrees. Ryanair 25 X-ray Lima, descend to altitude 2,500 feet and stand left heading 185.
It's definitely keeping the temperatures down. The stiff breeze that's built up as the afternoon's gone on here. Not complaining, because we have far too much rain, haven't we, over the last year and a half. So the longer that stays away, the better. The little Beach King has appeared on radar again. That didn't spend long here, did it? That'll be heading back up to the northwest of England shortly. Just about to turn on to finals is Ryanair flight 4130 inbound from Sofia. We'll be seeing that one shortly. Thanks for the updates, Paul.
5 plus 1 by Bravo X-ray, cross runway 09 to vacate taxiway Juliet. Traffic at 80 miles.
Is Angelina still in the chat? Or has she graced us, graced us with her presence for a mere 5 minutes? There's our Ryanair out in the distance. Oh, hello, Angelina. You can't get away that quick. I was going to say, Angelina, do you remember the Binter prop aircraft reversing at Madeira?
Contact 7 Bravo Echo with your speed at 190 knots, descent altitude 2,500 feet.
Do you remember anything? She'll be sat there with a cup of tea, some absolute tosh on the telly, phone next to her, rolling her eyes whenever her name gets mentioned. Robin, good evening. Welcome along.
Contact 7 Bravo Echo, stand up in 190 degrees, base left.
Runway 09, wind 130 degrees at 13 knots, clear to run. Okay, 02, altitude 200 is at the way on the south side. I'm not sure where they're parking, but once you're at this okay, don't taxi to holding point Juliet X-ray, runway 09, 28.00.
In traffic with 32 miles to touchdown. Can expect a downwind to left handle.
Correct. 200 just coming off at Juliet X-ray.
Tower, hello Alpine, 3-4 Charlie, uniform information X-ray, stand 15 Airbus 319, we're ready for push and start.
2 knots.
Speed 19 on Alpine Express, 6 Echo 10.
Contact 7 Bravo Echo, stand up in 120 degrees, clear out of approach runway 09. Ryanair 89 X-ray uniform, descent altitude 6,000 feet, QNH 1004.
Lima, vacating left at Bravo, parking zone 2.
Bravo, parking stand to Ryanair 25 X-ray.
November Bristol radar, good evening, time now, flight level 150.
Charlie uniform, you no longer have a slot, so stand 15, push and start is approved.
Push and start is approved, thank you very much Alpine, 3-4 Charlie uniform.
Ryanair 89 X-ray uniform, stand left heading 060 degrees.
Left heading 060 degrees. Roger, stand 2-1, push and start is runway 09, QNH 1004.
KLM 86 November, route direction as well.
Hello, 5, request emergency descent on Express 6 Echo.
Runway 26 Echo Hotel, A ground, turn left heading 1903, descent altitude 2,500 feet, base red.
Left heading 1900, descent 2,500 feet, basic on Express 6 Echo.
Runway 26 Echo Hotel, reduce speed 160 knots, still 40 inning.
160 until 4 on Express 6 Echo.
Runway 89 X-ray uniform.
Slotted in nicely next to the Blue Islands ATR. I was going to say, has anyone ever seen a Ryanair go around? But I have seen a Ryanair go around, believe it or not. It was at Stansted, and there was no apparent reason for it. So much so that the tower asked the pilot why they'd gone around, which was swiftly greeted with radio silence. So I never did find out why they'd done that. And they not like to slam them, don't they? They like to, should we call it being efficient? One chance only. Land whatever. What tosh is it tonight, Angelina?
Hotel, turn left heading 125, clear Alice approach runway 09.
Left heading 125, clear ILS approach runway 09 on Express 6 Echo.
So something turning on in the background. Nice.
Easy 35 Alpha Whiskey, Bristol radar, good afternoon, information Yankee is current, vector to the Alice approach runway 09, you are number, this is number 3 with 55 miles to touchdown to jump at level 80.
Bristol Tower, good afternoon, Jet 2 Tug 1. Jet 2 Tug 1, Tower, hello, standby.
John Express 6 Echo Hotel, contact Bristol Tower, 133.850, goodbye.
33850, bye-bye, on Express 6 Echo. Baker 02, via Hotel X-ray, cross runway 09, Baker Delta X-ray, taxi 20.4 X-ray, bye. After up, Hotel X-ray, runway 209. Project up Bravo Echo, left turn, left again, hold it Zulu 2. Yeah, left turn, left again, hold it Zulu 2, contact Bravo. Tower to station Express 6 Echo Hotel, LFS service runway 09. Tower Express 6 Echo Hotel, Bristol Tower, hello, fully approach, 1 light aircraft to the start. The wind 120 degrees level. Yeah, approach on Express 6 Echo.
Bristol Pine 734 Charlie uniform, ready for taxi.
So far, correct station, go do that, runway 09, second turn 1 knots, let's take off.
Does look clean, doesn't it? I wish more airlines would look after their aircraft. Just workhorses, aren't they? Is the Silkway 747 at Birmingham a regular service now? Oh, missed the King Air. Not to worry. We saw it coming in, didn't we? Let's go for Sun Express instead. This one in from Antalya.
Heading your please, the 89 exit.
China 89 X uniform, stand left heading left 180 degrees, base left.
Left 180 degrees, 180.
Endurance 99, I had got a few more inbound to Bristol's runway 09. So
Nice little selection at BHX then. You can see this one on approach, how it's pointing off to its right to counter that southeasterly wind.
China 89 X-ray uniform, descent to altitude 3,500 feet.
So 3,500 feet, 189 X-ray.
Easy 76 X-ray Tango Bristol radar, information Yankee current, vector to the RF approach runway 09, you are number 3 with 55 miles to touchdown, descent at level 80.
Okay, left number 3, Sun Express 6 Echo 10.
Endurance 99, 5076. U35 Alpha Whiskey, turn left in 250 degrees, descent altitude 4,500 feet to an H1004.
And turn 250 degrees, descent altitude 4,500 feet, 1004.
China 89 X-ray uniform, descent altitude 2,500 feet, down at left heading 130 degrees, cleared out of approach runway 09.
Stepping 130 degrees, 2,500 feet, cleared out of 09, 189 X-ray. Bristol radar, Golf Alpha X-ray Tango Lima, leaving the zone for 2 Valley Bay.
Looks a bit like a cut and shut, that Sun Express, doesn't it? A tale of two halves. Got a couple taxiing for departure now. Jet 2 and EasyJet. If anyone else in the chat is using flight radar, is it playing up or is it just for me? It just keeps freezing. I was watching a show early on this morning where there were similar issues going on, so I wonder whether they've got some server problems. How dare they when I'm running a live show?
Bristol radar, Vickers 02, passing altitude 4,700 feet, climbing 6,000 feet, heading at 360 degrees.
Vickers 02, Bristol radar, good afternoon, turn left heading at 300 degrees and climb now flight level 130.
Left 300 degrees and climb flight level 130.
So if flight radar is to be believed, as it's behaving at the moment, we have 4 awaiting departure, all holding for the Ryanair inbound from Barcelona, which is on final now.
Ryanair 1315, Bristol radar, good afternoon, information Yankee current, vector to the RF approach runway 09. Lima, Roger. What service is outside? Delta Tango Lima, Roger. Sport 5077, complete EC1, report ready for return.
30 Juliet, right off X-ray line for my brother Delta.
10 party, 4,500 feet, QNH 1004.
Descent 4,500 feet, 1004, and left turn heading to
Easy 35 Alpha Whiskey, turn left is 1900 degrees, 10 party, 2,500 feet, safe back.
That's 100
Easy 35 Alpha Whiskey, there is traffic just south of you by a mile, he is below November. Vickers 02, resuming navigation bracket.
On navigation bracket, Vickers 02.
Now, am I going mad, or did that Ryanair not use any spoilers on landing? I never saw them deployed, unless that was really, really brief. So first out for our run of departures here at Bristol Airport, heading back to Amsterdam, German Airways. Well, it's now saying that Adler is a special livery. There we go, with a KLM flight number. This is flight 1082. It's an E90 long range. Lit up very nicely in the evening sun here at Bristol. That one heading back to Amsterdam. EasyJet just lining up now. Airbus A319 is heading off to Venice.
125,650.34 Charlie Uniform.
I'll be driving home, Paul. No night stop in here.
99 is now, well, service controlled airspace for cross security.
Love that takeoff shot though.
34 Charlie Uniform passing 2,900 feet, time is 6,000, the Yorkie 1 Zulu.
Alpine 34 Charlie Uniform Bristol radar, time now flight level 130.
Climb now for level 130, Alpine 34 Charlie Uniform.
Easy 76 X-ray Tango, turn left heading 130 degrees, cleared RLS approach runway 09.
Heading 130 degrees, clear for 09, 70.
Easy 76 X-ray Tango, reduce speed 160 knots until 40 at me.
Reducing 160 till 4 is the 760 prison.
Ryanair 1315, reduce speed 190 knots or less.
190 knots or less for Ryanair 1315.
Endurance 99, free fall en route when you're ready to flight.
We'll go again. All way to the jet 2 on the tug, tracking eastbound 164 eastbound 6. Okay, thinking well, good way to jet 2.
Catching a bit, Bertie. Enjoy your grub.
Tango 7.
Easy 76 X-ray Tango, roger those, one lining up to the part ahead, contact Bristol Tower now 133.850, goodbye.
385, thanks. Can you approach 125 and 170 knots? Easy, sir.
R number 3 with 54 miles to touchdown, descend flight level 80. Ryanair 59 Golf Yankee, turn left heading 260 degrees.
So there's that EasyJet arrival. Taxis to gate. We have another departing now. This one off to Athens.
Golf Echo Tango Bristol radar, good evening. Just confirm your routing after Stratton. Roger.
Cruise, that one's going to thanks, bye. 75 in Foxtrot.
Ryanair 1315, turn left heading 125, cleared RLS approach runway 09.
Next arrival then. EasyJet flight 2776. It's an A320-200. This one inbound from Paris Charles de Gaulle.
C275 Lima Foxtrot Bristol radar, good evening, climb now flight level 130.
About 130, thanks, 75 in Foxtrot. Island 495, stand 1, push to cruise runway 09. Push to cruise for runway 09, line 495.
Left approach runway 09, you are just becoming number 3 with 50 miles to touchdown. Foxtrot, route direct up, sir.
Buckbury, step by Foxtrot.
Ryanair 1315, contact Bristol Tower 133.850, the boat.
133.850, Ryanair 1315. Ryanair 1315, up to 7 miles on Bristol.
Ryanair 1315, hello, system your boat was for gate, wind 150 to 8 knots.
British Ryanair 1315.
76 X-ray Tango, left at Bravo, passing stand 5.
Left Bravo to the stand 5.
Our jet speed Tug 173, San Francisco.
Jet speed Tug 1, thank you.
EG75 Lima Foxtrot, contact London Control 134.755, the boat.
134.755, thank you, 575 Lima Foxtrot.
Ryanair 59 Golf Yankee, turn left heading at 250 degrees, descend latitude 4,500 feet, QNH 1004, 34 miles to touchdown.
So we see the ATR ready in for departure. Next arrival, as mentioned, the 737 MAX 8, Ryanair, inbound from Marseille. Looking forward to that prop departure.
Train 8650, reduce speed 210, not to left.
Tango Bristol, this track to Director Phil will take you outside controlled airspace. What service outside? Roger.
We're also happy with routing for the controlled airspace if that wants to be
Golf Tango Roger, that's copy. Turn right, 10 through, full heading.
Turn right, 10 through, new heading 105 to
Ryanair 3 Alpha Lima, stand 5 ready for quick start. Destination will be a no headset.
Ryanair 3 Alpha Lima, thank you. Quick start approved, QNH 1004.
Quick start approved. 4 Ryanair 3 Alpha.
Jump turning, Whiskey descent to altitude 6,000 feet, QNH 1004.
31588 left at Bravo, taxi and hold QD2.
Bravo, on hold 02, Ryanair 12. Ryanair 495, thanks.
Ryanair 495, taxi holding control X-ray runway 09. One Ryanair looking pushing, mainly not full taxi.
Taxi holding point Golf X-ray runway 09 and yeah, the countdown 495. Ryanair 59 Golf Yankee, turn left on the 235.
All things considered, that was a fairly decent controlled landing by that Ryanair, unlike a couple of the other earlier ones we saw.
4,500 feet. 4,500 feet. 186 wind. On a 5 Golf Yankee, turn left to 195 base, descend to altitude 2,500 feet. 195 for base, descend to 500 feet. Thank you, Sky, hold it back, start 23, runway 1315.
Flying 495, copy.
Jump selecting whiskey, turn right, heading 180 degrees west. Right, heading 180 degrees for base, 86 whiskey.
So as you watch this, Blue Islands ATR taxiing for departure. A couple more arrivals on the horizon. We've got a Ryanair in from Budapest. We've also got a Aer Lingus that's operated by Emerald Airlines as a regional service. That one an ATR 72, crossing over from Dublin.
Right at 5 Golf Yankee, turn left heading 125, clear ILS approach from Runway 09.
And hopefully some of these scattered clouds will get out the way and give us a nice sunset to finish. It's looking very possible at the minute. Lots of blue around.
Perfect, very good, nice, Ryanair.
Control 134.755. Cheerio. Control 134.755.
That was quick, Bertie. It's because you knew there was this twin prop about to depart. Person after my own heart. Angelina will be sitting there pausing the TV programme just so she can watch this prop take off. She'd never admit it, of course.
On a 5 Golf Yankee, keep speed 165 or greater to 4 GME. On a 5 Golf Yankee, contact Bristol Tower 133, decimal 850. Cheers.
Ryanair 59 Golf Yankee, Bristol Tower, hello, runway 09, destined 150 degrees, 8 knots, clear to land.
What a sound. Absolutely love it. That's not me saying that. That's just what I can hear Angelique saying. Back home, she'd be like clapping her hands. Oh, what a lovely aeroplane. Don't deny it, Angelina. Next up, another arrival. This is the Ryanair in from Budapest.
Whiskey, speed 160 knots, maintain to 4 miles.
Speed 160 knots to maintain till 486 Whiskey. The common localizer surface now is 10.6.
Jim 76 Whiskey Tank, number 2, contact town 33.850, bye-bye.
3850, number 286 Whiskey.
Paul Freeman, yeah, I just saw your comment about Stansted. It is very similar. Way less Ryanairs though.
86 Whiskey is service localizer runway 27 at 9.3 miles.
786 Whiskey, Bristol Tower, hello, continue approach runway 09.
Continue approach 09, 86 Whiskey.
Ryanair 3 Alpha Lima via Golf X-ray, line up and wait, runway 09.
Golf X-ray, line up and wait, 09, Ryanair.
Ryanair 59 Golf Yankee, Delta Bravo, passing back 26.
That's Bravo, parking Delta 6, thank you very much.
Control delivery, hello, Ryanair 14 Charlie Lima, stand 2, information Yankee CNH 1004, Boeing 737 expanded, request clearance. Hello, Ryanair 14 Charlie Lima, stand 2, information Yankee CNH 1004, request clearance.
Ryanair 14 Charlie Lima, Bristol Tower, stand by. Ryanair 14 Charlie Lima, you are cleared to Sophia via the Yorkie 10 departure, squawking 4724, slot 1730.
Yorkie 10 departure, so squawk 5724 and with altitude 1730, Ryanair 14 Charlie Lima.
Ryanair 14 Charlie Lima, check the squawk 4724.
4724, Ryanair 14 Charlie Lima.
Ryanair 14 Charlie Lima, correct. Zone 86 Whiskey, runway 09, wind 140 degrees, 9 knots, clear flight.
Nice late rotation there from that Ryanair heading off to Faro. When they are late like that, it really accentuates just how fast they are. This is the Aer Lingus Regional ATR over from Dublin.
degrees, climb flight level 130.
Flying flight level 130 heading 290 degrees.
Berlin by Yorkie 10 departure squawk 4661, easy 5 on Bravo Juliet. Easy 5 on Bravo Juliet.
Free Alpha Lima, report you're heading to Cardiff, 125, decimal 855. Cheerio.
25855, run account Lima, cheers.
Cheerio. Lovely smooth arrival from the Aer Lingus Regional ATR. It's gone a long way up. Thought it was going to go back out. Fish and chips, lovely. I don't know what to have on the way home. Open to ideas. I had my lunch at about 2 o'clock, so I'll be well ready for some grub when we finish here. Right, I didn't think I'd say this, but while we've got a lull in the action at Bristol, I'm going to kind of show you where we are. So all over here is, we're on the edge of some sort of country park, kind of in the middle of nowhere, which begs the question, why did they think it was a good idea to bang an airport across the way? Nice sunlit hills there, a couple of little villages dotted around, some nice houses out there, and and then an international airport. Yeah. But it creates a nice little spot for us to bring you a show today. Something very different to what we would normally do. But I saw that the weather was quite nice. I'd seen a couple of shows from this location, or certainly in this area. I thought, we'll give that a go. So yeah, when you were saying it sounded like someone was calling their dog, they definitely were. It reminds me of that famous viral video of the fella calling his dog. Is it Benton? Something like that. The most ridiculous video ever. Dog completely ignoring his owner. Very funny. It's the simple things, isn't it? Runway inspection in progress. Doesn't that ops car look tiny on the runway there? A little diddy vehicle.
Bristol Red, hello to you, landing runway 09. Latest information is Bravo QNH is 1004. Alpha Foxtrot Tango Lima, you clear to enter controlled airspace on track. Blagden remains south of Blagden Lake. Tango Lima straight.
All seems very quiet, doesn't it? But there's lots of departures in the next half hour or so. So it will kick back in with a vengeance. And then lots of arrivals from 7 onwards. And we're basking in glorious sunshine. What more can we ask for?
Mr. Radar, good evening, UG19, November Romeo. Dispatch platform 110 to the BRI, we're in A320 information Zulu.
UG5 November Romeo Bristol, hello, that's Azala approach runway 09, you are number 1. Approximately 42 miles, latest is Bravo.
Okay, vectors, radar vectors, BRS, probably you're in November Romeo. Bristol, good night, Sun Express, 16 Uniform Lima. Number 3, information Alpha on board, destination Lima, Tango.
Bertie boys, no problem. I'll catch you again soon. And yes, Manchester won't be too long away. Haven't been up there for a good while, so I fancy doing it on reverse ops. Only done that once, so yeah, it's a plan, and I'll let you know. Have a good evening.
3457 Sun Express, 16 Uniform Lima. Bravo, copy, Sun Express, 16 Uniform Lima.
Ryanair 14 Charlie Lima, request taxi.
Bravo 14 Charlie Lima, taxi from Hotel X-ray, 749,
Contact runway 09, 19.004 Ryanair 14 Charlie Lima.
So the Ryanair 737-800 on your screen at the minute is heading back off to Sofia. We caught that one at the beginning of the stream. Taxiing for departure now.
Start on stand 19, please, Wilco, EC 5 on Bravo Juliet.
November Romeo, turn right, heading 190 degrees, to descend, flight level 80.
Right, heading 190 degrees, descend by level 80, November Romeo. Runway 09 and Golf Alpha X-ray, thank you. Ryanair 22 Papa Romeo, class 23, information offer request question.
Ryanair 22 Papa Romeo, Bristol Bear, clear to Palmer, X412 departure, call 5322.
Clear to Palmer by X-ray 1 Zulu, squawk 5222, Ryanair 22 Papa Romeo.
Ryanair 22 Papa Romeo, do that Kenwood Station, Bravo.
Easy 90 November Romeo, descent to altitude 4,500 feet.
Descent altitude 4,500 feet, easy 90 November Romeo.
The Ryanair holding for this light aircraft to land. No information on this one. We also have Sun Express. That's now got its locator beacon on. That's heading back to Antalya. And we have an EasyJet heading off to Berlin.
Right via hotel to Southside, good night, Golf November.
15 miles. Right, descent altitude 2,500 feet, easy 90 November Romeo.
Ryanair 14 Charlie Lima, step 120 degrees, 1 clear knots, runway 09, just take off.
As you heard there, from the tower, takeoff clearance for the Ryanair. That shouldn't be too long once it's turned on. Heading off to Sofia. The little light aircraft turned off to the right. That's because there is a second part to the airport for light aircraft, private and helicopters. Can't really see it from this location. But anything like that will always turn right off the runway rather than left to the main terminal.
Push start approved from push approved from stand 19 for the cross fleet start at normal plug release point, easy 5 on Bravo Juliet, thanks.
Tower off recording. We can disregard you on the damage to the question. Roger.
And away she goes, off to Sofia. Some lovely colours as the sun is getting lower into the sky here at Bristol. That's what we came here for. See the whole airport bathed in sunshine at the moment. Next action here at Bristol, inbound from Belfast, is EasyJet 222-8. That one an Airbus A320-200. The journey from Belfast, just 49 minutes. That's about to touch down.
Runner 14 Charlie Lima, route direct, book first.
Direct book, Ryanair 14 Charlie Lima.
Runner 14 Charlie Lima, contact London 134.755. Cheerio.
134.755, good day, Ryanair 14 Charlie Lima.
Yes, Terry, thank you for that. Definitely is needed every now and then. It was interesting when I was at Heathrow the other day. Made a bit of a mistake in not planning for the change of ops for the start of the week. But even that, sort of being on the north side for departures, but still being able to catch arrivals was something slightly different. Got to mix it up. I have to say I'm really enjoying being in Bristol for a show. Something completely different. The view is brilliant, really. Very similar to Manchester in terms of being wide open.
To the number Romeo, vacate to the left and taxi stand number 1.
Okay, left stand 1, easy 92 November Romeo.
Don't think it'll be too long till the Sun Express pushes back for departure. It's asked for departure information already, so it definitely won't be too long. Terry, agree with that sentiment entirely. Sometimes it's nice to be out in these sorts of places, but still be able to catch the aircraft, as odd as it may be, when it's so rural here, and we've got that airport seemingly there, standing out on its own. Obviously, living within easy reach of Heathrow, it's going to feature quite heavily on the channel, but that's not really the plan for the channel in its entirety. It's to get around to these different airports, see what we can pick up at a different perspective. So yeah, that's why we're here. Bristol has been on the list for a long time, to be honest, ever since I came here to catch some clips for an edited video, which I think was at least 2 years ago. I've always wanted to come back, and of course you don't want to make the trip over if the weather's going to be miserable, but it's worked out lovely today. So the EasyJet service to Berlin is just starting its taxi to the runway. It's right down at this end of the airport, so quite a lengthy taxi for that one. That will come through the shot shortly. I think we did quite well with this trip, with it being reverse ops as well, because that rotation and blast off straight past our cameras is very nice to see. There's the EasyJet taxiing for takeoff.
Mode 1, Bristol 2NX 1004. Papa Romeo, stand 23, request to start, no headset. Papa Papa Romeo, Bristol Tower, stand 23 to start, please. Bristol Tower, Papa Romeo.
A-firm, we're ready for departure, 5 Bravo Juliet.
Nick Fazy, good evening, welcome along.
Golf, X-ray, runway 09, clear takeoff, DC 5 Bravo.
Having a very mellow evening here at Bristol, bringing something different to the channel. As you'll see in a minute with this EasyJet. Quite a nice view from this spot. Definitely no triples here today, unless it's in the flight number. How is the new job going?
Bristol, hello, that's our left approach runway 09. You are number 1 in track. 25 miles, latest is Bravo.
09 and
Here we go then. Should be a turn and burn for the EasyJet, heading off to Berlin. I'll never get bored of that. Amazing. Right past our cameras.
Easy 222 Yankee Hotel, turn left and 255, descend flight level 8, correct.
F255 descend by 80, easy 227. 5 on Bravo Juliet, next flight. Hello, 51 Bravo Juliet. That's altitude 2,900, kilometer 6,000, Yankee 1 Zulu.
Easy 5 from Bravo Juliet, Bristol, continue.
I'm glad it's going well for you, Nick. I had no doubts, but it's always nice to get that first week or so under the belt, isn't it? So that it's not new anymore. So, yeah, well done, sir. So the Ryanair centre screen there, just been pushed back. That one's heading off to Palma, 737 MAX 8.
Easy 5 from Bravo Juliet, turn left, direct.
Don't understand why they turn them that way when they obviously have to taxi in the opposite direction. Someone more learned than me will know.
Easy 26 Yankee Hotel, turn left and 240 to Bristol.
240, thank you.
Next arrival, just 10 minutes out now. It's EasyJet inbound from Rome on an A320-200.
Runway 190 Yankee on front 24.
Runway 190 Yankee, after company aircraft vacates, control is back, stand 24, push to start.
After the company vacates, control is back, push to start is approved to stand 24 right now, 190.
Easy 5 from Bravo Juliet, contact London 134, decimal 755.
Just seems really odd that you would push and make them face in the opposite direction, but
Easy 26 Yankee Hotel, 30.
what do I know?
Descend to altitude 4,500 feet, QNH 1004.
Okay, descend altitude 4,500 feet on QNH 1004.
Hello, easy 29 Foxtrot Lima 320, sound 22, Bravo 1004,
Easy 29 Foxtrot Lima, Bristol Paris, Bravo X41 Zulu departure, score 5344.
is to Bravo X41 Zulu, score 5244, easy 29
East 295 Charlie Lima, be back correct, information Bravo.
Really is shaping up to be a beautiful sunset here at Bristol. We're here for another hour or so as the sun continues to dip. Should make for some great scenes before we finish up. Nick, obviously the burning question is, accepting that you've just arrived into your new role a couple of weeks in, sound like you've settled in well. Have you passed the message on about the One World A350? Don't tell me you haven't sat down for tea and biscuits with the board yet. Come on, sir. Right, Ryanair, off to Palmer, give it full beans. Off she goes. Another classic Bristol Airport departure over the countryside. That one heading off to Mallorca. Do you know, I always thought to myself on all my travels, if you're going somewhere nice where you know the weather's going to be good, maybe it's just me, but I always want it to be rotten on departure. Just so that I can truly appreciate where I'm going and what it will be like when I get there. Leaving the UK on a beautiful evening like it is today. Still really, really warm here. It's not going to be a lot different, is it, when you get over to the Balearics? Enough of my waffle. Turning on to final. EasyJet flight 2838. This one inbound from Rome, A320-200. Flight time 2 hours 4 minutes. Touching down in the beautiful evening sun in the west country of the UK.
Logan 5 Sierra Bristol, hello, vectors ILS of restrictions, vectors RMC approach, runway 09.
So in terms of departures, we have a Ryanair heading out to Porto. We've got the long-awaited Sun Express heading back to Antalya. That's been pinging for near on an hour without moving anywhere. We also have an EasyJet heading off to Milan. Oh, sounds painful, Nick. The only remedy to the Airbus rash is to just embrace them, especially the big ones. You'll never look back.
Sorry about that. It was EZ51 Golf Kilo stand 5 1004 for the ship start.
EZ51 Golf Kilo, no problem. After the aircraft taxis out to the cul-de-sac, start 2 stand 5.
After the company's taxied out, push and start approved stand 5 EZ51 Golf Kilo.
You do that. I'm assuming, Nick, that you had a tour of your new workplace. Did you happen upon the disused wash bay where all the 777s should be going but aren't?
Taxi holding point Golf X-ray, runway 09, QNH 1004.
Golf X-ray 091004, EZ64 Mike November. EZ29 Foxtrot Lima requested start stand 2.
EZ29 Foxtrot Lima stand 22, push and start, please.
Start please, stand 22.
Bravo 190 Yankee 5 Golf X-ray line to wait for 09. 5 Golf X-ray line to runway 26 Yankee Hotel, taking left taxi stand 2.
Left stand 2, EZ26 Yankee Hotel.
Roger, I'll call you back in 20 seconds. Bravo 190 Yankee, surface wind is 150 degrees, 10 knots, runway 09, so take off. 7885 Yankee, stand 21, push approved for runway 09. Stand 21, push approved, runway 09.
And still, the Sun Express remains motionless.
4000.
Next departure then. Love it. EasyJet next to depart Bristol this evening.
Pushing 5650, Ryanair 1908. Bye-bye.
This one heading off to Milan.
Final 193 inch, Bristol, hello, climb now, flight level 130.
Flight level 130, Ryanair 1908.
Absolutely nothing wrong with the Flying Whale, Nick. One of the best aircraft ever made.
E51 Golf, Kilo, thanks.
I did have this sort of mini nightmare actually. And you know when you wake up too early and you don't want to get up and you just start thinking weird stuff. And of course I mentioned on a previous show that I'm off to Dubai later on in the year, and I'd purposely chosen flight times to avoid a 777 on either leg. And I had a horrible sort of dead of night daydream that they'd had to switch it and ended up on a 200 that was like 90 years old or something. Absolutely tremendous. Thought I could hear some props. Look at her. Hello. That'll be awesome. Really short takeoff that'll be. That's the Aer Lingus Regional heading back to Dublin. Wings ablaze with a reflection of the low sun. Followed closely by the EasyJet heading to Barcelona.
Turn right heading 100 degrees and expedite flight.
100 degrees, okay. Yankee Tourist, stand to 6, request push and stop please.
3 Yankee Juliet, stand to 6, push and start please, Runway 09.
Available time 0993, Yankee Tourist.
180.
180, 6 Coleman.
Fine, 580, we might descend flight level 90. Descend level 0, 580.
Yeah, we go then. Prop time. Aer Lingus Regional.
851 Golf Kilo on top position, landing traffic distance 55 miles.
Oh yes. Right. We have an inbound. This is Logan Air ERG 145. This one heading down from Aberdeen.
Gemstone 85 Yankee Bristol radar. Hello, turn left heading 040 degrees. Climb to maintain altitude 6,000 feet for the moment. So the climb shortly. Left heading 040 degrees.
I can't believe that prop took my attention away from the JFK inbound 777-200 that passed us to the north. I'm sure I would have been able to see it had I looked up. Not to worry.
Bristol QNH 1004. That gives you 33 miles.
This is 6,000 feet, QNH 1004 and 63 miles, Alpine 589.
Alpine 580 Mike, contact Bristol director, call sign only 136080.
36080, Alpine 589.
Golf Kilo 5 Golf X-ray line, away from the 09.
Take off, and then just wait for the night. 51.
Descend at 4,500 Alpine 589.
85 Yankee, climb, flight level 130, turn left heading 01.
Line flight level 130, left heading 010. Yes, I guess. 3, request push and start.
Logan 5 passenger, making the last impact in stand 21.
Second last stop 2 on Logan 5 passenger.
So the station called in, second.
Sun Express 6 Uniform Lima. Stand number 3, request push and start.
Express 16 for me, after the Embraer, passing side to right to left. Stand 3, push and start, move to runway 09.
After Embraer, push back approach, runway 09, Sun Express 6 Uniform Lima.
Alpine 53 Golf Tango Bristol radar. Hello, descend the flight level 90, vectors to the ILS approach runway 09, and looks like you are number 3.
Number 3, I'm heading 275, descending flight level 90,
Funny looking little thing, isn't it?
Gemstone 85 Yankee, left turn direct preference. Left turn direct preference.
Next up, EasyJet to Barcelona. This one an A320-200. You can hear a helicopter. Don't know where it is,
Double copy Charlie. Clear to
but I hear it.
Yorkie 12 departure. Squawk 2264, Easy 12 Hotel Quebec. Alpine 581 Mike, travel west, heading 240 degrees. West heading 240 degrees, Alpine 580 Mike.
No, 125 before 855, bye-bye.
5 easy, 5-1 golf, kilo, bye-bye.
U29 Foxtrot Lima, wind 140 degrees 9 knots on the 09 for takeoff.
Oh, Nick, wouldn't that be a treat? Wish it over here. Lining up now then is EasyJet A320 Neo. This one flight number 2873 heading off to Faro.
Flight 53 Golf Tango, descend, flight level 80.
Level 80, flight 53 Golf Tango.
Flight 53 Golf Tango, contact Bristol direction 136.080, bye-bye.
136.080, flight 53 Golf Tango.
Wow, a full hour later, ready for taxi, Sun Express. You just imagine the conversation on the flight deck. What does that one do? What if I pull this one? We got here somehow, we've got to get back. Awesome. Turning on now. It's Ryanair flight 4133. This one heading off to Budapest. 737-800.
That's 245, up by 50 Golf Tango.
The 5-1 golf, kilo, bye-bye.
You don't have light fast now?
We're fine, I'll burn 5 heading right.
Good, contact tower 9133 decimal 85 to this one.
What is the 5 scale, we didn't stop our 5 heading right. Fine, 5 heading right, 6 miles, introducing 6.
5 heading right, Bristol back, continue approach runway 09.
Yeah, approach 5 heading right.
5 to go back, 59,000.
Should we pick up an arrival? Who'd have thought Bristol would be this busy, eh? So we've got Sun Express waiting on our inbound. EasyJet from Amsterdam. It's an A319-100. Flight time 48 minutes.
Easy 51 Yankee, Tango Bristol radar. Hello, vectors are left approach for runway 09. Looks like you'll be positioned left-hand downwind for runway 09. You are number 3.
Nick Fazy, I just saw your comment about aircraft going tech. You wouldn't dare. That would be funny though. Paul's hijinks. 8 o'clock we're looking to finish.
Contact Bristol Director 136.4080. Call sign. 6080.
So long as you learn how to put them back, Nick.
Radar, hello, understand you're going to Houston, basic service.
Stand 23, I'll find 5 states you like.
32, Roger, that's copied. Not above 2,000 feet, you are clear to enter, remaining within the vicinity of the M5 outbound.
Tom left 190 degrees, descend to altitude 3,000. Left 190 degrees, and descend 3,000 feet.
Sun Express departing to Antalya. Don't worry, Nick, it's the next module.
Gemstone 17 Charlie, Bristol radar, hello, vectors to the ILS approach runway 09. You're currently number 3 in traffic. Descend flight level 80.
And would you look at that? They're holding to come into Bristol. Awesome. Beautifully noisy Antalya bound Sun Express.
Charlie Bristol, director, Roger, you got 27 miles per touchback.
So it's looking like the first of the 3 holding aircraft for arrival will be the EasyJet from Paris Orly. This one, a flight time of 53 minutes on an Airbus A319.
Right now, flight level 130, Tango 6 up. 2260 degrees, speed 190 or less, 5 on Yankee Tango.
Yeah, Alpine 53 Golf Tango, contact tower 133.850.
13850, thank you for Vector, Golf 53 Golf Tango.
It's out there somewhere.
170,
There she is.
right heading 150 degrees.
We got her.
4,500 feet, connection 1004. Tango turn left heading 180 degrees, descent around 3,000.
To be honest, Nick, I've had mixed experiences with British Airways, regardless of the aircraft type. My one and only experience of being on a 747 was British Airways, but it wasn't a pleasant one. The aircraft was very tired, and it managed to get itself stuck to the jet bridge, meaning an hour delay. In stark contrast, and you wouldn't be surprised to hear this, more recently travelled to Dubai on a British Airways A380 economy, but upstairs, where the window seats are just 2 seats rather than the normal 3. So that was really quite nice. No problems at all. Obviously nothing to do with the fact it was an A380, Nick.
20 miles, you can be clear for that height. Roger. 25 Yankee Tango, turn left, heading 130 degrees, set off approach runway 09.
Definitely 130 degrees, cleared Alex. Approach runway 09, 5 Yankee Tango.
Uniform Lima, contact London Control 134 755, bye-bye.
34 755, go, thank you. Simple stop.
Next 17 Lima Charlie, contact Bristol Director, call sign only 136080.
85 Yankee Tango, speed 160 knots, the greater to 4 DME. 85 Yankee Tango, speed 160 knots, the greater to 4 DME.
160 knots or greater to 4 DME, 85 Yankee Tango.
85 Yankee Tango, contact Bristol Tower 133.850.
3850, Easy 5 Yankee Tango, good day.
Jam Stone 17 Charlie, turn right heading 170 degrees.
Right turn heading 170.
Continue approach, Easy 5 Yankee Tango. Have we got parking stand, please?
So you can remain north of East Nails or Nailsy at all times, report if you need to go further south, please.
Bingo 025, descent around 6,000 feet, QH 1004.
That's 025 degrees, going to be 6,000 feet, QH 1004,
Number 4, speed 220 knots, 30 cents in 4 miles.
Okay, right heading 180, yeah, we brought our speed back ourselves to 190, we're at it, and you can see that
Sure. E5 Yankee Tango, surface wind 130 degrees, 10 knots, from 09, first flight.
Plan 09, Easy 5 Yankee Tango.
1 Charlie, turn left heading 125, clear out approach runway 09 and reduce your speed to, when you can, 160 left.
Left heading 125, cleared our left 09,
Clyde Wooten, good evening to you. Welcome to the show. Hope you're doing well this evening. On your screens is the Lisbon service from EasyJet, flight 2868. This one, a flight time 2 hours and 4 minutes and counting. It's an Airbus A320-200.
90 Bravo, expect contact Bristol direct call sign only on 136.080. Bye-bye.
136.080. Gemstone 17 Charlie, contact Bristol Tower 133.850.
13385, that's right, thanks, Al.
Cheers, flight. Jason 17 Charlie, Bristol Tower, continue approach, runway 09 of 3.
Continue,
Altitude 4,000. Altitude 4,000, DJ 17 in Charlie. EC 90 Bravo, back turn right heading 195. Left 195. Next 17 Lima Charlie, turn left heading 265. Left head 265, reach 17. Machai, turn left heading 180 degrees, descent to altitude 2,500 feet. Left turn 180 degrees, descent altitude 2,500 feet, channel 180. 290 above flight, 28 miles from touchdown, descend to altitude 4,500 feet, QH 1004. 4,500 feet, QH 1004, 290 above it. Thank you, to the left, down 6. Okay, left, down 6, easy 5-1. Thank you.
332, you're on to. Copy, thank you. So 17 Charlie, surface was 130 degrees, 9 knots on the dead 9, clear flat.
Clear to land 0910, John 173.
We're going to cut away from that EasyJet to catch our next arrival. This one, an ATR 72, courtesy of Aer Lingus Regional. This one in from Cork.
Push and start approved 09, easy 12, Hotel Quebec. Charlie, speed 160 knots to 40. 160 to 40, what's happening, John? Bravo Bay, speed 9190 knots. Speed 190, 90 Bravo Bay. Okay, 170 to 5, coming fully up, sir. Okay, 170 Charlie, thanks, contact Bristol Tower 133.850. Tower 133.850, 170, ciao. Target operation is 170 Charlie. Garage 170 Charlie, Bristol Tower, continue approach on the C7 and just come number 1. See approach from the 09, Charlie, 170. So 170 Charlie,
Charlie, yeah, keep basically left at Bravo and hold with BB3.
Hey, Bravo and hold BB3. Contact Charlie. Form, sending flight level 80,
Easy 93, Julie Uniform, Bristol radar, hello, descend to altitude 693, Bristol QNH 1004, expectors are left approach runway 09, you are number 3, you have 24 miles.
Roger.
Bristol Tower, Bagman.
Bagman now.
And ready to check altitude?
Really good start.
I think 5.
Excellent little regional jet, twin prop, ATR. As that one taxis to gate. Our next arrival, Jet 2, flight 1892, inbound from Tenerife. Nearly 4 hours of flight time for this one. It's a 737-800. How great it would have been if it was a 787. I was saying earlier, they do TUI run a flight to Florida during the summer, or have done in the past, using a Dreamliner. That would be quite the sight, wouldn't it? Coming past us on reverse ops. Maybe next time. The aircraft banking in the background, turn on to finals, is EasyJet in the Neo livery. That one an A320 Neo inbound from Edinburgh. Look at that. Bristol has a stack. Excellent.
Julie, uniform return left heading 345, descend to altitude 3,500.
Heading 345, starting 3,500 feet, down to Julie.
Charlie, vacate to the left, down behind the ATR, taxi stand 34.
Vacate to the left, behind the ATR, stand 34, connect to 170, Charlie, thank you.
Uniform, so right heading 015.
015,
This is the EasyJet heading down from Edinburgh. As this one comes in closer to landing, you may or may not see a right-hand bank from the EasyJet inbound from Faro. Might be a little bit far out, but you never know.
93 Julie uniform, stand right heading 060 degrees, cleared our left approach runway 09.
Right, heading 060 degrees, clear the outer approach runway 09 into 93.
No. That would be quite the catch, because it's a long way out, that second in line.
Logo 6 Lima Golf, Bristol, good evening, clear to Aberdeen, and Brecon 1 Zulu departure, squawk 7621.
Aberdeen, Brecon 1 Zulu 7621, call for the 6 minutes.
Logo 6 Lima Golf, correct, information is Delta.
Push Delta,
93 Julie uniform, contact Bristol Tower 133.850. Bye.
385 93 uniform, right. Uniform, established 6 miles.
Easy 93 Zulu uniform, Bristol, hello. Correct.
Continue approach, Easy 93 Zulu uniform.
Easy 1 to approaching Gulf X-ray, we are ready to start. Easy 1 to suspect, roger, there's inbound traffic, just inside 6 miles by Gulf X-ray, line up and wait runway 09.
With the traffic, line up and wait 09, Easy 1 to suspect.
Easy 93 Zulu uniform, tower, reduce the speed.
Reduce speed, Easy 93 to Zulu uniform.
Easy 93 Bravo Quebec, taxi stand 5.
Stand 5, 93 Bravo Quebec.
This EasyJet sporting the big bold Neo livery. I always think the O, rather than looking like an engine, looks like a slice of lemon or something. Sure, that's not what they intended.
Easy 1 to suspect, traffic approaching 3 miles, runway 09, 1407 knots, cleared immediate takeoff.
This is the Faro inbound, but it looks like we're going to get a departure sneaking in just before it. This definitely will be a turn and burn. The other aircraft is only 3 miles out. And this EasyJet departure is off to Palma, A320 Neo.
Easy 93 Zulu uniform, runway 09, 1407 knots, clear to land.
Runway 09, clear to land, Easy 93 Zulu uniform.
We'll quickly spin round, make sure we don't miss the arrival.
Easy 1 to contact the radar 125 bye-bye.
Thanks for getting away so quickly, 125650, Easy 1 to Quebec, thank you.
No worries, thank you for the quick round order.
Yeah, kiwi fruit, that's a good one. Definitely should be thinking it's an engine though, shouldn't we? Nick Fazy, thank you for stopping by and for your humour as always. Enjoy the rest of your week. Hope it all goes well. I know what the 350 update will be. It'll be, yep, sorted. Chinook saying good morning. Hope you're well.
Roger, easy 209 Echo, clear to ground, clear Bristol 1 2 to departure, full code 6202.
Easy 209 Echo, correct,
Roger.
Contact another control 134.755, bye-bye.
134.755, easy 1 2.
Oh dear, the temperature's just starting to drop here in Bristol on the west coast of the UK. It's been absolutely gorgeous here this afternoon, so hopefully that makes you suitably jealous. That's not a bad shot, is it? As we tick into the last 20 minutes of today's live show. So it's all about the departures for the remainder of our show. There'll be no more arrivals whilst we're here. But we've had a good run of both throughout this show. We'll see if they get away on time.
Bristol, good evening. Alpine 56 Alpha Tango, stand number 3.
That Jet 2 looks decidedly out of use, doesn't it? Right at the edge of the airport, tucked away in a corner, surrounded by stairs and other bits and pieces.
Alpine 56 Alpha Tango.
Alpha 56 Alpha Tango, thanks, close to Delta.
Check Delta, Alpine. We have cleared Delta, Alpine 56 Alpha Tango. Bristol Tower, loading 6 Lima Golf, stand 200, push and start.
36 Lima Golf, stand 21, push and start through runway 09.
Push down through runway 09, loading 6 Lima Golf.
There we go. So from the radio chatter, someone is definitely ready on or ahead of time, which is quite unusual. Normally when you look at a departure time, you can add 20 minutes. Big Mel, thank you for your kind comment. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Something completely different for our channel. We normally stick to the bigger international airports with the long haul stuff because that's what most people seem to enjoy. But yeah, it's been nice for me to travel over to somewhere new and bring a show from somewhere different. Something I plan on doing more and more as we get into the summer months this year. So yeah, I think Scotland is definitely on the cards at some point, but got to pick the weather. Don't want to trek all the way up there and have a miserable time. Paul Freeman, thank you. It's all gone decidedly quiet, hasn't it? I think we'll give it 5 more minutes. If we don't have anything pushing for departure, I think we'll call it a show. There should be things moving, but what I don't want to do is have a camera staring at an airport where nothing is happening. There we go. Paul, yes, I can hear it. It is directly overhead, but we have cloud cover now, unfortunately.
Logan 6 Golf, thanks via Golf Extra London from Mate Runway 09. Logan 6 Golf, north of the climb out by 3 miles, approach 50 is a police helicopter via
This little ERJ virtually disappearing into the hillside as it taxis for departure. It is there, honest. It really is hidden by the terrain, isn't it? My flight radar has failed me again, so I'm going to say this is heading back to Scotland. I can't give you any more than that. Absolutely effortless, wasn't it, for that? Floating up into the skies. What a shot that is. Folks, I'm going to call that a day. Nothing else seems to be firing up at the moment. Fash Bash, thank you for dropping in. Glad you've enjoyed it from your local airport. I'll definitely be back here again. It's a excellent little spot to view from. Yeah, really enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys have as well. As I said, something quite different for the channel from all the big long haul type stuff we normally have a look at. Okay, time for me to pack up, make the journey back home. Enjoy the rest of your evening, whatever it is you're up to, and have a good week. I'm sure we'll be back out again at some point next week. If you've enjoyed the show, give us a quick like before we go, and take care of yourselves. See you later.